Hey guys, it's Eric. I just wanted to give you a little heads up for this episode. There was quite a few technical difficulties that we had, hence the title of the episode. So there might be some jumping, a little bit of flashing screens every now and then, just giving you a pre-warning. Also, it's the intro, I gotta say, there's offensive shit. So okay, all right.
Huzzah! Technical difficulties on the first
Technical difficulties are totally not starting.
Filthy rat! Prepare to be exterminated!
Shut the fuck.
Huzzah! Filthy rat! You shall be exterminated! Huzzah!
What is that from?
Huzzah, Excelsior.
Fiendish ghoul!
Oh my god, what is that
You
from?
will die!
Wait,
That's Oblivion or Skyrim, isn't it?
you will die. Hey, that's Mortal Kombat, isn't it? Like the older ones?
No, it's
No?
it's a video I saw. Wait, did I show you?
You might have.
With the fucking rat? The town rat? And he's like,
Oh, no.
this beautiful soul, no.
Oh, I was thinking the one was like, oh, a rat. Oh, a rat. Ew.
Oh, shit.
He's like jumping around and
Oh,
shit.
rat.
Like, oh, a rat. Like squaring up.
Oh, shit.
That boy got that crack, man. Yep.
So for anybody listening but not watching, we all have hats on today.
Yes.
Yep. Today's
Just,
hat day, apparently.
Today is hat day. So
Make it a tradition every 5 episodes, do a hat day.
yeah, we'll try every 5
Should
episodes
we?
we're gonna wear a weirder fucking hat. Yeah.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
want to commit to that.
No, you
Ben
don't have to commit.
Ben can't fit a single fucking
literally
normal sized
cannot.
hat on
This
his head.
is-
I'm amazed.
I
you
The
got
only
the
hat that
bandanas.
Ben the only hat that fits Ben is a Ushanka.
It really
If you don't know what a Ushanka is, it's that Russian fucking hunter hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only thing that will fit on that fucking melon, dude.
Honest to
So-
God, that's it.
So I guess I'll go first.
Caboose,
yeah.
if you and your girlfriend are listening, I know she works at a Lids or something. Like, I might need a custom job here because it's a lot of head.
That's,
Yeah.
not a lot of
that's
hat.
the most special order if I've ever heard one.
True.
I'll fucking bury you.
It's a lot of head. No, but
Oh.
yeah. So I guess we'll just explain the hats.
Got
We'll have Ben explain his hat.
I have a bandana. I look like fucking Prison Mike. Next person.
True. He does.
Fuck both of you.
He really does. I have a Yankees fitted on. I'm gonna turn it to the
The
camera.
sweet fit, bro.
The sweet fit. As you Yankee with no brim. As you should. If you're a baseball fan, you don't at least respect the Yankees. You're on drugs. And Eric, your hat, sir.
My hat is from a not very well-known video game called Left 4 Dead 2, and it's Ellis, one of the main characters, the mechanic of the group, the one that everyone tells him to shut up, a.k.a.
Kittyland. Kittyland.
I tell you guys about the time I got finger blasted in the tunnel of love. Not now, Ellis. Okay. Then.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so this will be
So-
dubbed as the Hat Stream. There you go.
This
Okay
is
with this.
this is the hat cast.
The hat cast.
The hat cast.
Oh, look, we're fucking what? How many? We're 5 minutes in, and we already got the name of the fucking episode. How about that shit?
Oh, shit.
We're getting
that's
better
true.
at this
That's true.
garbage.
No, we're not.
So, wait, we didn't do an intro.
Consistently out of the fucking line.
Everybody, welcome to the Some Offense Taken podcast. I am Rob.
He's trying too hard.
Prison Mike is Ben. He's down there somewhere, as you can tell. That face. What the fuck? His eyes just opened so wide.
I didn't know
Oh
they
my
could
God.
open that wide.
Yeah, me neither, honestly. I've never seen
Yeah.
your eyes open
It's kind of a shocker.
more than that. Yeah, probably my
Listen to
whole
Tame
life.
Impala. That's what's
Yeah.
that's what's in the background for
Yeah,
me this time.
Ben's the straight face guy. Like when he got into those car accidents, I guarantee you his face didn't move. It was probably he probably just went, "Oh shit."
That is not just oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
That's
And,
I had a friend of mine. I'm gonna quick interrupt. I had
No,
a
you're
friend of
good.
mine, Jan Elise. I don't know if you listen to these, which would be great, but if you don't, fuck you. She said something. To me. She said something to me. It was like, like, what'd you get to know? He's like, yeah, you're funny as shit. Like, whatever, you're smiley dude. But, like, if you just didn't know you and you just saw it, like, you're just about your day, like, you're just, like, in the void. Like, you look like you've never smiled in your life.
Yeah, you really.
I was like, what? No, I don't. And then she's like, are you serious? I don't know. She's like, I was like, I don't see myself as even, like, a quarter intimidating, but I don't think it's intimidating. But I'm also not, like, I'm mad at the world.
I think it's just
Fucking,
because
like,
you're a mass of a human with facial hair.
Yes, but like,
So
what is
people
it?
are just,
Michael
like,
Douglas
naturally
like
afraid of
falling
you.
down, where he's like strung out with the briefcase and shit. Like, okay, that's fair. I
And like
guess.
with me at work, I've been told that I'm very standoffish, and I'm like, how?
That
I'm like,
makes sense.
I'm usually fucking nice, and they're like, dude, when you're like in your work zone, you're just very stern. I'm like, well, yeah, because I deal with idiots in a hospital. What else do you want me to do?
Yeah, true.
you're around
And
where
that-
people might die.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be stern. And speaking of stern, that stern gentleman down there is Eric, if nobody's ever watched the podcast before, who is patiently waiting for his intro. Please tell me Ben's camera did not freeze.
Ben, did your camera freeze?
I think Ben just... Okay, so Ben loses connection, but it's all good.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. He should be okay.
We just power on.
We just power on. I don't know who he is.
Who's Ben? Speaking of being void, he's fucking gone.
He is gone.
Take me away. But speaking
There
of
he
which,
is.
we were... Hey, there he is.
He's back.
Welcome back. Hey, Ben. Okay. All right, he's literally like so confused.
Just the stare.
He's,
Just the.
he's piecing his life back together slowly. Hold on.
I think. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Wait, he might be
Oh.
having it, guys. Wait, he's getting it together.
If you can
I
hear
can't
us,
hear you. No.
If you can hear us, make a face.
Did he make a face?
I don't think he can. That is his face. I don't think. Nope.
So, we will wait. We'll cut this out.
Yeah, this is
Eric.
gonna
No, we
get cut
went.
out.
No, we won't.
It's back. He's back.
Yeah, I had like
back.
a random power outage, but like I didn't lose internet, so like
Dude.
I'm still here.
You turned your head, and I was like, "Man, speaking of being void, he's just gone."
That brother gone.
Keep that shit in there, goddamn. Like I don't know what happened.
I don't know. I think we're just having like some weird shit going on with Discord
This is some
today.
mumbo jumbo bullshit right now. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
So cutting back, what were we talking about?
We were about to talk about work zone. You know, like because
Right.
Ben said he's straight face. You're very straight face. Like I work in the city, so in the city
It's a
you're
guy
just.
thing.
I don't know. It's in New York City. It's different. It's like just a human thing. Like if you could tell who works in the city every day,
Right.
who's a tourist, who's just there for a day. You know what I mean? You could tell like who belongs and who doesn't.
Yep.
I will.
That's fair.
I've literally. Did I tell this on the podcast? I stepped
one?
over a dead guy.
I don't
That he
think
was
you did.
dead. Like straight up dead.
He was dead.
No.
Okay, so let me tell the story.
Go ahead.
I was working on the Lower East Side. Let me explain. I didn't kill anybody. But I
That seems pretty suspicious.
That's
I
what someone who
promise.
killed somebody would say.
Yeah, I just O.J. Simpsoned you guys. I swear I didn't do it.
It doesn't fit.
It doesn't fit. The blood shrunk it, you know. So anyway, I'm working on the Lower East Side. There's a Dunkin' Donuts across the street from my job. I got there like an hour early because I was super nervous about. Oh,
Did he
there
fucking
goes.
disappear again?
There he goes. We wait.
So whatever. You killed somebody in the Lower East Side.
Yeah. So the Lower East Side were working, right?
Right.
And I get there like an hour early because I'm really like I like to be on time
As
for
you
my
gotta.
job, as you gotta. So I'm like, I go to Dunkin' Donuts every morning. I get my fucking breakfast and I sit there and I drink my coffee and I stare at my job across the street with pure hatred. So today is no different. Well, it kind of was a little different because as I was walking into the Dunkin' Donuts, there's a fucking bum laying on the street in front of the door, just laying down. And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Not the place to go to sleep. So I stepped over him and I went, wow, what a fucking asshole. And I walked inside. I'm sitting there, and this time I didn't stare at my job. I sat in the back corner because it was nice and chill back there, and I was like, nice. I can listen to my music, eat my breakfast. I'm chilling out. I got my legs up and shit. Nobody's bothering me. I stand back up. I go, all right, see you later. And I grab like another coffee from them. And as I'm walking out, there's like 4 cops outside, caution tape everywhere, and I opened the door and I was like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Did you see this guy?" And I was like, "The bum?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, bro. That guy's been asleep in front of the door since I got here, like an hour ago." He's like, "Oh, he's not asleep. He's dead."
Oh.
And I was like, So I looked at the cop, and I looked at the cop, and I smiled, and he was like, no, like, he's dead. And I was like, he's dead? And I looked back at the floor, like, over there, and he's like, yeah. I was like, well, I didn't kill him. And he's like... and
What an
kinda,
answer.
And he kind of, like, smirked for a second.
Dude?
He kind of smirked for a second, and he goes... Have a good day, bro. And I was like, have a good day, man. And I just walked right out, went straight into my job like nothing happened.
So you could have killed him.
I could have, and I could have
think
just
you
walked
did.
away.
You're right.
You were that
cop
last
didn't think
effort
so.
that he had to survive, and you just stepped over him and said, Starbucks.
He was. I stepped over him, and he was like, please. I was like, I don't got any money, buddy. Shut the fuck up.
I need a doctor.
I need Starbucks.
What's that? You need $1? Yeah, me
Dollar?
too.
Here you go.
Me
bum.
too. I'm going to work, you fucking loser.
Oh.
Nah, oh, you need $1? Oh,
He's just like
man.
vomiting blood. Please,
Doctor.
Oh, that's cute. Homeless
Oh,
people.
$1, huh?
Oh, look,
You're
he had
50
fruit
cents.
gushers. Look.
Fruit gushers.
Man, how much nerd rope did you eat, my friend?
Oh, I
We're
want a
laughing
nerd
at a
trope.
fucking dead bum. Jesus
Poor
Christ.
bastard, man.
We have
the
ascended.
bums in New York are just something else, dude.
I've had great conversations with them. Just walk, because like they can obviously tell I'm a fucking tourist because I'll give them the time of day. I'm like, yeah, what's going on, man? You know, like they come up like, how you
Yeah.
doing, sir? I'm like, what's going on? And we just walk for like 8 blocks of just bullshit.
Yep.
And he's like,
It's-
you got $1? I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Fuck it. Here's $1. I'm like, yeah, cool.
You gave me
like,
good
take care.
conversation.
I'm like, how the
thanks.
fuck are you homeless? Like, that was-
Yeah.
you should have a radio show. Like, and they remember that fucking guy that was like homeless, and then he got like a radio thing or whatever.
The voice of gold or whatever.
Yeah,
or
whatever.
it
And
is.
then they were
think
like,
so.
and then they were like, yeah, it turns out he would like beat his daughter or something like that. And they're like, maybe we
Well.
jumped the gun a little bit. Like, okay.
Did you guys look
Wine.
into why he might be homeless?
Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't want that in my house either. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, but New
Hope he's
York
doing-
bums are a different breed of
They
bum.
are,
like,
dude.
It's interesting.
like there's a lot of like homeless that'll sit on the side of the street, you know, and they'll be like, "Hey, could I have $1?" They'll bother you for change, blah blah blah.
The
That's
youth.
one thing. They demand money from you. These bums, they like, dude. I'll take the
audacity.
train. I take the train like every day to work, and I'd be sitting on the 4 train, and this fucking huge guy would come in every day, 6'5" monster, fucking come tumbling through, right? The car. Like I don't even know how he fit. He was so fucking big. And he'd just like lean over to people and be like, $1. And like, if you didn't give him $1, he would fucking scream at you until you just got off the train. He was a psycho.
Oh.
So,
So you get shot.
Effective, I guess.
yeah, that was one of them. There was another one that hates me. He has a vendetta against me, remembers me by face. Doesn't matter what I do. Like, I could grow my mustache completely out, shave it completely off. He'll know who I am. It doesn't matter. I'll explain the story of him. I don't even know his name. I wish I knew his name. And another story about a bum, though, real quick. I got 3 stories about bums. I told you one already, so
Jesus
here comes
Christ.
another one, right? This bum comes on the train. It was when the whole Trump and Hillary thing was going on, right?
Okay.
And he comes in. He's like, he just kept saying shit about how Hillary's gonna save the free world and Donald Trump is the worst human being alive. And like me, dude, I don't pay attention to politics, nor do I care. But it's
neither.
like, dude, like at the same time, he's also a bum. So it's like, are you really gonna pay attention to anything that this guy says, right? So this guy's sitting next to my buddy. I'm sitting across. This guy sitting next to my friend starts getting into an argument with my buddy because he's like covered in shit from work. I'm an electrician, you know, we're covered in fucking sheetrock and dirt and all that. And the guy's like, you gotta sit right on top of me. You gotta sit right on top of me, man. And he starts like arguing with my buddy. He's like, bro, shut the fuck up, you know? So this bum is going off, and he's another big bum. And he's going off just talking shit about it. And my buddy just yells at the back of his head. He's like, Donald Trump's saving the country, you fucking moron. And the bum turned around. He goes, who the fuck said that? My friend goes, and points at the guy sitting next to him that started the argument. This bum and that guy had a fucking fist fight.
Oh.
Huge war. Yeah, he just turned around. He's like, "You talking shit about Hillary?" And he just started swinging on him. This other guy starts fucking hitting him with his briefcase. It was a war. The cops had to come. It was great.
won?
My train was stuck at the bum. 100%.
Obviously.
That guy was like a Wall Street businessman. He got the shit beat out of him.
You know, it's funny. It's just like the Psycho Stick song, Political Bum. They have a song called that. Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah. I mean,
Political
but
bum.
like what he talks about in the song is like, oh, you know, the government's putting like AIDS in your cereal. Like, that's not
mean, they
exactly
kind
what.
of are.
They probably are.
Understood.
It's all fucking corn syrup and vegetable oil.
And
The
AIDS.
TSA gave
pretty
me
much
LSD. There you go. Yeah. So
There you go. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
KSSAs gave me brain damage.
my last bum story. There's one. He waits for the 4 train every morning at 7:30. So 7:30. So if you guys take the 4 train at 7:30, you will see him. Little black guy, gray beard, 2 teeth, you know, the usual. Claws. He doesn't he can't file his fucking nails down. He literally has
Right.
claws. And long story short, because I'll keep this one short. He starts like a fucking war with this girl that walked on the train and might have bumped him by accident. So he starts screaming at her like fucking crazy. She has her headphones in. She's not even paying attention. And plus, he's a bum, so he's probably just screaming on the train. Hey, you know,
Yeah.
like
Right, ain't normal.
every bum at 7:30 in the morning in New York City. So it's like a calling. Like their leader is like, start screaming. All
time
of
to
them
scream
just
is now.
collectively look up in the air and they're like, you know, like just out of their fucking minds.
Victory, screech!
Can I get a cigarette? You know? You got $1.
Can you
So yeah, so like it turns into
Shut the fuck up.
it turns into this whole thing, and yeah, so she goes to walk off the train, and the bum is like, "Where you going, bitch?" And he grabbed her by her hair and fucking yanked her back into the train. Right, so she falls
Shit.
down, and I freaked out. There were like 2 other guys with me that freaked out. So all 3 of us got up. We ran over to the guy. We're like holding him against the fucking doors. And these other 2 guys, like, yo, I'm small. I understand that. But they look like they've never been in like a scuffle in their entire fucking lives. Like never even scraped a knee, you know? They look like Chadwick and Brad, you know?
Yeah, Chad and Brad.
Yeah,
Okay.
Chad and Brad were helping me detain a fucking psycho homeless man. So I'm holding this guy by his fucking chest. One of them, I guess, let his arm loose, and he grabbed me by my face and scratched me. And I
They
was
got
like,
hepatitis.
yeah, I was literally like, oh, you know, so I backed up. I fucking slammed him against the wall, and I backed off, and I pushed the girl off the train, and me and her walk off the train, right? Ever since that day, every time I'd take the 4 train, I'd see him, and I had a mustache the day that I fucked with him, like a big mustache, right? Like bushy. Mm-hmm. And then the next day I shaved it off and I went on the train, and he's like, I saw him again. He's like, "Oh, look who we have here." And I was like,
great.
"Nobody arrested you?" You know? I was like, "Ah!" You know, he's like a main villain, like he escaped from prison.
Right.
And I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah,
Jotaro.
good, yeah, Jotaro."
Hey.
So as he said it, I looked up because I was like, "Oh, who's he talking about?" And I looked up and he was looking at me, and I literally went,
Oh, fuck.
and he goes, "You think you could hide from me? You shave your face, baby face motherfucker." He's like, "I'll kick your fucking ass, baby face. Stand up right now. Stand up." And every single day that I would see him on the train, he'd be like, "Oh, baby face, it's time." Dude, for like 3 months straight, every day.
Oh my god.
"Baby face, I'm gonna get you one of these days, motherfucking baby face." I'm like, okay, like this guy's literally threatening my life. Is there a cop around? Like, is anything
No,
gonna
they
happen?
won't do anything because they'll be
No.
right back out on the street.
No, they'll just be like, "Oh, he's a
Yeah.
bum." Like,
Yeah, right?
He's
Fuck
a
him.
bum, dude. Yeah.
That
Like,
doesn't
honestly-
happen around here because we all have fucking guns. Like he would
Yeah,
have
see,
gunned
we
down
don't.
in the fucking
Yeah.
train.
We're like Great Britain, bro. We just fucking.
You guys just take
Oh,
it.
speaking of Great Britain, I found out something funny. You know those soldiers, the Queen's Guard?
Yeah.
Yeah, the big bushy
The
hat
big
motherfuckers.
hat
yeah.
guys? Yeah, the nutcrackers. They, did you know that they literally can't do anything?
Yeah.
Did you know that? They
do you
literally can't do anything. They can't detain you.
Nope.
They can't attack you.
Nope.
The
They're
most they
literally
could.
just for show.
They stand there. That's their job.
Yep. They can point their gun at you,
Yep.
Is it
but the
loaded?
guns aren't loaded. So these guards are literally like mall cops. They're just security. They just
Paul
call
Blart.
the real police.
Hey, Paul Blart.
Yeah, they just call the real police to show up and you know, I guess look at you too because they don't have guns or anything either.
I'll pay you $20 to pencil dive down my chimney.
Yeah.
$20 to fuck
Oh
off.
my god. Yeah, like could you imagine that? Like I'm the
Why
queen.
would you take that job?
I'm the queen. These are my guards.
There's
Alright, man,
probably a
just
lot
start.
more
Just
to it
stand
that like we just don't understand.
What's there to
it's-
understand? It's guards that don't guard anything.
I get it, but maybe it
There's
could
just
be
an
a certain
alarm
situation.
system
Look,
that breathes.
It could be like
Yeah,
the
right.
situation almost just like the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, where he just literally walks back and forth. But if you get too close to something or get past them, get the fuck back. It
He
could
might
be
blast
something like
your
that.
ass, though.
Yeah,
Like, he's
exactly.
probably
So they
strapped,
probably won't
but-
even say anything. They'll just be like, okay.
Yeah, what's this guy gonna shoot you with his fucking Nerf gun?
Yeah, right.
That's
One
when
of
they
those
pull
little,
out like
like-
the little tiny sawed-off shotgun and just like,
yeah.
I was thinking like the fucking like the little cork guns where it just like when it fires or whatever. That's so fucking
The little ping pong ball on the
Yeah,
string
yeah,
comes
yeah.
out.
Exactly. You're like, oh, you got me.
Don't move or I'll shoot. They
oh, that'll
click
scare the shit
just-
out of someone. Though they'll be like, oh my god, I was shot.
the flag that says bang comes out of the gun. Yeah.
That's what'll kill me around here too. You know, people hear like there's a warehouse down at the end of our road, so people hear like shit bang and all that when we're walking. You see them all like turn the head, and I'm like, that's not a gun. Just like
Not a
I've
gun.
been shooting since I was like 5. So, but if I hear like, you know, I'm like, that's weapon fire. You know, and I'm like, yeah, go into the closet, you know, rack a few rounds, and like, the man was like, what are you doing on the porch? I'm like, waiting.
Yeah, I
remember,
Dude, that just reminds me of the end of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, right.
What
where
you
he's just
doing there?
fucking locked up.
Waiting.
the coolest thing Connor's ever done. I'll be honest with you. I was on the phone with him while he was on his way home one day.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, he's like, 1 second, Savannah's calling me. So I'm like, all right, this is my buddy Connor's ex. And he calls me back and he's like, hey, somebody might be in my house. And he's like, Savannah's inside with the baby. And I was like, what? And he's like, I don't know. She came out of the other room and the door was wide open. And like, you know, usually his door's locked. So he was like, all right. And I just hear him on the phone. Like he puts me on speaker because like obviously he's driving. He's like, all right, I'm at my house. And I just hear, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, loading up my gun. I'm like what? You're fucking what? Because like I'm from New York, dude. Like we don't got guns, you know.
Yeah, you
He's
guys
like,
don't
I'm
got
loading
shit."
up, man. I'm like, what do you mean you're loading up? He goes, well, if somebody's in there, I'm not getting fucking stabbed.
Yeah,
It's like-
right.
Good man.
he was like, I'm gonna
That's how it
fuck
should
this
be.
guy up. So he told me like fucking Action Jackson this shit through the house, but nobody was there. And he's like, man, I was fucking like, he's like, I've never been scared like in my whole fucking life like that. He's like, I thought somebody was in my house. I thought I was gonna have to kill somebody.
I've never been so horny in my life before. Thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I had a rock hard boner. I was like, Connor, keep me on the phone. I'm so
Don't
close.
hang
And then,
up. I'm
and then
almost
what did
done.
you do? And you're like sweating.
What's going on? What's going on in there?
And then what? And then what? And the fucking shuck. You shucking oysters?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But like, nah, it's like, because I can relate. We had, years ago when I was working in Maryland, I got rear-ended by somebody. And his fault. He ran a light and hit me. I was at a dead stop, pushed me into the car in front of me. So whatever, you know, insurance covered it, blah, blah, blah. Maryland, I don't think Maryland's an at-fault state, like PA and shit, which is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard because it's definitely someone's fault.
New
The
York's
idea
like
is-
that.
The idea is like, oh, it doesn't ruin that person's life. Huh? I'm like, well, don't fucking rear-end somebody. Driving's easy.
Yeah, it's like I gotta pay
Right.
for you being an idiot.
Yeah,
like
learn
that's what
to-
happens.
Now
to
there
me.
are
Drive.
times where like, all right, cool, maybe you genuinely lose control of the vehicle.
Yes.
No one's fault there. That shit happens. That's a bad. But when you run a fucking red light to make
Yeah.
a turn and just smash into the back end of me doing 30 and I'm stopped, maybe go fuck yourself. So whatever, that shit wrapped up. And then I ended up coming back home to PA. And I think, so when was that? That was in September. So in, let me think. It was warm. So it had to be like May.
Okay.
this white truck comes down our driveway. It was just me and my brother home. I'm like, hey, Nick, you see that? He's like, yeah. And I hear him like racking the 22. I hear like, like it's like you just put a mag in. And I'm at the door with a fucking 12 gauge with like 3/4 inch fucking shot, which for frame of reference, like a 3/4 inch slug is like bigger than your thumb, like as the actual round. So like if that hits you, it's going to throw you a little bit. Like not like in the movies we get blown back 20 feet, but you're definitely not going to be standing.
It's going to launch you a little bit.
And it's going to look like a watermelon got shot through you with a fucking air cannon out the back. So it'll work. But buckshot ideally for up close folks. But anyway, so this truck's pulling up. Like there's no markings. This dude gets out. He's all tatted and shit. So I'm like I have the screen door peaked. I'm like, huh. I'm like, this looks like a bad time. And he has like a little manila folder. I was like, what the fuck? So he could see me. So he waves quick. He's like, hey, is this, my last name's Pruitt. They're like, Pruitt. It's like, yeah. He's like, does Ben live here? I was like, who wants to know? He's like, probably about 23, 24. I was like, so I come out, I'm like, yeah, what's going on? So like, I just like throw the shotgun over my shoulder because like I know my brother's watching from the window upstairs. I was like, he'll drop his ass. He's a better shot than I am. I was like, I'm up close. I just gotta fucking hammer it. Like, so he's like, you're being served. I was like, for what? So that I start looking through, and I was like, he's like, I'm sorry, kid. He's like, I don't know what happened. Here, he was in the Marine Corps with my uncle. Oh. He's like, I knew that last name sounded familiar. I was like, I almost shot you. And like, we started losing it and shit. Like, I saw the tattoo, it was the course. And I was like, when did you serve? And he's like, oh, this year. He's like, is your uncle's name blah, blah, blah? I was like, yeah. Holy shit. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, in Hawaii. I'm like, get the fuck out. I was like, so I go in, I'm start like flipping through the papers. And I was like, it's that skinny little motherfucker that rear-ended me. So I started like shaking. I got so mad. I was like, I should drive back down to Maryland, find where the fuck he lives, like burn his house down. Like, he was trying to sue me for $50,000 in damages to his now this man was in his 50s, to his mother's Ford Windstar van that he hit me in. And I'm like,
yes, $50,000.
I'm like, that car's not worth $300. Like, fucking $50,000.
You want me to pay for another van for you?
So I called my insurance and I was like, hey, I'm getting sued. And they're like, what? For that one we cut? Well, like they looked through, like the insurance I used to have was like a real local one. Yeah. So it was like all like local people, nice people. Like you could put a name to the face. And they're like, hang on. So that I hear like the lady like rummaging through my file or whatever. She's like, the one back in September? I was like, yeah, right? What the fuck? She's like, we'll get you a lawyer. He's like, he'll email you. I was like, okay, cool. So the lawyer emails me straight up like, I give this about a 1% chance of actually getting to trial. He's like, but here's what you're going to have to do. So it was like, it was going to be postponed to like August. So I'd have to wait till then, drive all the way fucking down to Maryland, which where I was at is like 4 hours. So I'd have to drive 4 hours down just to show, yeah, I'm not at fault here, and then drive 4 hours back.
I think I actually do remember that. I think you were.
Yeah, because I was flipping the fuck out. I was like, how the fuck do you do this? And then I was like, statute of limitations? Like, is that a year? I guess. I don't know. Eat my ass. But a week later, the lawyer emails, he's like, called it. It's over. Judge threw out the case. You're free to go. You're good, man. He's like, burn those papers. I was like, all right, cool, man. Thanks. He's like, he just emails me back. He's like, it's some of the dumbest shit I ever heard.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So, hey, can I sue you for $50,000 for my $3,000 piece of shit?
Well, that's what I told him. I was like, can we threaten to countersue? He's like, yeah, how much? I was like, double it, $100K. Fuck him. And then like, the judge threw it out. He's like, no.
Yeah.
No. Because like, I called in the accident. I reported it. Cop got there, and it was like, hey, hit you, huh? I was like, yeah, my knee and my neck are fucked now. It was like, I didn't just slam into this guy on my own and decide, hey, let me puncture my radiator.
Let me just throw it in reverse at this stoplight. Yeah.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Dude, no.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Oh, shit, Terry.
Now, I would say that I haven't actually been, like, sued before. Surprisingly, like, with everything that happens in medical transport and everything like that. Yeah, right. Surprisingly, nothing has come up. Anytime something's happened, we've talked to the family, they've talked to our company, and it's been, like, fine. But, like, I'm not one of those EMTs that fucking drops people every fucking day and still has a job and is still employed. Anyway, that's another story for another time. But related, I guess, to Connor, I guess, because we were talking about, like, he thought he had burglar or something in the house. I still remember it was a long time ago when I was still living with the parents. And I think it was, like, 6 or 7 in the morning, and I was still dead asleep. And my dad calls me. He says, "Hey, Eric, I just want to let you know." I was like, "What, Dad? I'm not conscious right now." He's like, "Someone broke into the neighbor's house." I was like, "Excuse me?" So I fucking woke up. I didn't have any weapons. He took everything, I think, to the Poconos. So I was like, So cop was outside. He's like, "Eric, put your EMT jacket on." I was like, "What is that going to do, Dad?" It's not going to help. So I threw the EMT jacket on, walk
The
outside.
burglar's gonna be like, oh shit, it's an EMT.
Yeah. No.
Run.
I don't think that was his intention. It was more the cop was outside. So I walk up to the cop, and it's just like exactly what you would think, like an accident or anything. Someone just walks up. It's not cold out at all. Everyone's shivering. Just, "Hey, what happened?" And it was like, apparently it turned out just to be a really drunk asshole from around the corner, and they broke into the basement window because they thought it was their house. And I'm like,
Dude,
is that the whole story?
oh
right.
my god, I have a
What is wrong with people?
I have a drunk story where I did something stupid drunk.
Okay.
didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't
And
want to
it was-
admit anything I did because some of it's incriminating. I do have one good one actually. Now that I think about it, you go first.
Yeah, I will
Okay.
I will not incriminate myself as well, but this
man.
one's safe. I think yeah, it's safe. So, I don't like clubs. I don't like
hate
big
'em.
bars or anything. I like dive bars where I could just sit down, and there's a bunch of crackheads around me. I like that because they're all doing their own cracky shit. They're not gonna bother me. But in a club, everybody's like, "Can I lick your mouth? Can I fuck the back of your leg?" Like those people.
So
So
if I grind up on you for like 3 hours at a half chub? Thanks.
yeah, it's like I don't
That's what
know
you got to
you,
do, man.
Yeah.
So, I went to DJ's, unfortunately, not by my own accord, but because my friends wanted to go there. And they bring me to DJ's in New Jersey, in the Jersey Shore. It is a fucking cesspool of STDs in that place. If you've never been there, if you have
Absolutely.
been there, you go get yourself checked out, okay? So, we get in there, me and my buddies. It's like 12 o'clock p.m., right? Not a.m., p.m., and they're like, "We're gonna drink all fucking day." And this is when I used to drink. So I was like, I could do that. All right, so we go inside, and I was with my friend Brian because my buddy Brian has a girlfriend. He has no interest in being around other chicks, nor did I. I didn't have a girlfriend at the time, but like, holy shit, Jersey Shore girls just make me want to cut my fucking ears off. So, I fucking love this song.
Yeah. Yep. Basically
shockingly
white girl
accurate.
bullshit.
Yeah, and then it's just, it's like, it's too much, man. It's too fucking much. Yeah. Do you like this kind of music?
I can't hear you.
That's
Yeah,
me
so-
the entire night. I can't hear you.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, me too.
So, we're in there, we're fucking drinking, me and my buddy Brian, and he's like, let's see who could outdrink the other one, because Brian's like a big burly dude, and he's also one of those guys that, like, if he drinks too much, he just, "I'll be right back," walks away, throws up, and comes back, and he's like, and he
go.
just picks up
Yeah.
more drinks.
Oh,
Yeah, he
I got
doesn't
a lot
care.
of those friends.
God.
I throw up, and I'm like, it's like my whole body's shutting down.
Aspirin.
Yeah, it's like when I throw up, it's like if you looked at me and a guy who was stranded in the desert for a month, we'd look exactly the same, just shaking, uncontrollably, fucking dehydrated. I need water. That's how I was. So, but I never threw up because I used to drink all the time, I was really, really like, I could hold my liquor. So I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. I'm half your fucking size, so let's do it. So I'm sitting there, we're drinking. I have, I think 7 mixed drinks. He had 7 mixed drinks.
Oh, my
And I was
God.
like, I can't keep doing the mixed drinks. They taste like shit. I said, I'll have a shot of, what was it? This is why I don't drink vodka anymore. I had a shot of Absolute every time I drank a full beer.
Oh.
So we were tallying on my arm how many drinks I was having. So keep in mind, with every beer I had a shot, right? So we were drinking from 12 p.m. and now it is 2 a.m. at the end of the day, right? I am literally, everything is blurry. I'm just hearing muffled. Apparently I'm talking to people. I don't remember that. I broke my tooth because the bartender said he'd give me a free beer and a free shot if I could break the glass over my head.
Oh.
So I tried, and I instead smashed it over my face, and I broke my tooth. Like, completely chipped my tooth out. So, anyway, at the end of the night, I haven't been outside all day, keep in mind, right? I haven't been outside since 12. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I am fuckered up. But I'm talking to my buddy, and, well, one of my buddies, and then he disappeared. And then I realized none of my friends are there. I can't find anybody. And I'm like, where's Brian? Where'd everybody go? You know, I was with like 12 dudes. Where'd they all go? So I'm talking to this chick, and she's like, I can't hear you. You want to go outside? And I'm like, yeah. So I take one step outside. Oxygen fills my lungs, hits me in the face, and I'm fucked up. Like, the second the fresh air hit me, my body just was like, you had a lot to drink. You know, it was like,
This
whoa,
is already
whoa,
not
whoa.
a good thing.
Dude.
Jesus.
Like, I was already bad, and I couldn't really see, and I was, like, on autopilot, like, floating around.
Right.
And then I stepped outside, and I was like, oh, no, I need sanctuary, like, ASAP. So I start walking, right? And I'm like, there's a house like that we're staying at. It's like their shore house. And it's like, I'm like, I remember it's 4 blocks down and then all the way at the end of the block to the left. So like I just gotta go 4 blocks from 1 block. I was like, I could do it. I'm walking, I'm looking at my feet are straight, right? And I'm like, I'm making my way downtown, walking fast, face to pass, and I'm homebound, you know? And I'm looking at people walking past me, and I'm like, you know, what's going on? And I'm like, I must be okay. Like my head's a little dizzy, but like I could see my feet are straight.
Like you feel
but
like you're doing okay.
every person I saw was looking at me like they were so terrified. Like I was even standing. So I was like, uh-oh, I must be really fucked up, and I just don't know it. So I could see that my arm has tallies on it, but it's all black, and I can't like make out like what's on my arm. So I'm like, how much did I have to drink? Like, what happened? And I'm walking, and I'm throwing up, and I'm walking, and I throw up a little bit more. And then I see 2 cops come walking by me, and I was like, fellows? And they looked at me, and they were like, what's going on, man? I'm like, do you know how to get to? And I said the address, and they're like, you passed it. It's 2 blocks that way. And then right. And I was like, I passed it? And they're like, yeah, you okay? I'm like, I'm great, man. I was like, you know, I just got a little sick, something I ate. And they were like, yeah, something you ate. They're like, have a good day, man. So I go walking. I walk all the way back to the house. I plop on the grass for a little while. And then I start crawling up the stairs. And then I fall asleep on the stairs in the house, right? My buddy Carl, God bless his soul, picked me up off of the ground and carried me into the bed and put me in the bed, and then he laid in bed with me because he was too drunk to fucking walk back to bed. So he carried me. He must have walked over me and been like, just picked me up and went into full like medic mode and carried me to the bed and put me down. And he was like, my job is done. And
That's
just
what we
fell
do, man.
over too. You know?
It's just
Yeah,
healthcare workers. We do shit like that, and it's
Bro, I just woke up and looked at my buddy Carl like later that morning, and he was like, I got you. so I go into the bathroom.
Why does my ass hurt?
Yeah, right? Yeah. Dude, why do you got shit on your finger? So anyway, I throw up in the toilet a couple more times, whatever. Looking at myself in the mirror, my fucking eyes are like bulging out of my head. I'm like all teary-eyed and shit. I was like, what did I do? What did I do? You know? I go out on the balcony. There's puke everywhere. And Brian is just leaning over the fucking... My buddy that I was trying to outdrink, he's just leaning over the thing, and he looks at me, and he's like, hey, man, what's going on? I was like, is that all you? He's like, yeah. I've been throwing up for 3 hours. He came back home and threw up. So they told me they were looking for me, but they couldn't find me because I went rogue. Just disappeared. So... They went looking for me, couldn't find me. They all went back to the house to see if I was at the house. I wasn't at the house, and they went back to find me. But as they came back to find me, I walked past the street and past them, and that's when I saw the cops. So they walked right past me into the bar to look for me again, and I went back to the house. So we all crossed paths multiple times, And then, at the end of all that, I was talking to Brian, and he goes, what's all that black shit on your arm? And I looked at my arm, and it was all the tallies, and I was able to read them. 27 beers, which means 27 vodka shots. I threw up that whole day, the next day, and half of the next day.
Oh my
That's
God.
alcohol poisoning.
Worst time of my
That
life. I
is
couldn't
alcohol
move.
poisoning.
Yeah, I literally
Like
couldn't
you didn't
move.
go blind. Jesus Christ.
Like I told you, everything was like super blurry and shit
Yeah.
too. Like
I've
it's
been there.
probably good. It's probably good that I threw up as much as I did.
Yeah.
Like I was
that's
just
true.
chugging water and puking and chugging water
Good.
and puking for like
Good.
3 whole days almost.
You home
What?
pumped your stomach.
What a fucking terror that my
Yeah,
life was for those 3 days.
I barely drink now, but it's more because of like the shit I've seen drunk.
Yeah.
Because like anytime you're around people drinking, right, shit gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Case
Always.
in point. So when I was in college, there was this house all the Air National kids would stay at, and we called it Greenhouse. Green card, yeah. Hey,
oh wait, I
it's
remember
pretty
you
good.
telling me about Greenhouse for some reason.
There was another one. I think I've told you this one. I don't think I told it on the podcast yet. But there was a point in time in my collegiate career where synthetic weed got big. You know, the K2.
Oh,
Yeah, it was called. So that was like the craze, right? Everyone's fucking smoking that shit. And it's basically just potpourri. It just smells like fucking blueberries. Everyone's like, oh, dude, I'm so fucked up. So a buddy of mine got a pack. And because, you know, we were broke college kids, we're not going to keep paraphernalia because we're not fucking stupid. We didn't keep papers. We didn't keep pipes, any of that shit. So what do? Our engineering buddy's like, I got an idea. We made a little pipe out
It's
of
always
tinfoil-
the engineer.
out of tinfoil. Like, so we're smoking basically tinfoil. Like, we're like cooking
my
it
God.
off. And it's like retracting. So in my head, I'm like, I think I'm going to do like 2 puffs of this. That probably won't give me lung cancer. You know what I mean? And we did it. And we, you know, you hold it, blow it. And the 3 of us are sitting there. And we're like, just doing anything? We're like, no. We're like, fuck this. So we give it to these other kids that are wrestlers, and they like lose their minds on it. Like, oh my God, I'm so. We're like, all right, fuck it, whatever, dude. You know, like, oh yeah, you're really fucking ripped, man. Big boy on campus, whatever. But as the night went on, I started thinking maybe there was something to that, because doesn't the smallest one of them come out, and he looks panicked, like he's got fear in the eye. You can see the top of the whites of the eyes, so you can tell he's bugging out on something, right? I'm like, what the hell happened to this kid? I'm sitting outside. I was a junior, I think, and I was helping these freshmen with like a business 101 class because I switched over when I was older. So I was like the old man in like the 101 class, but I could drink. But I was 21, so I could drink, so whatever. Like,
Yeah.
so it was great. You know, I'm like, guys, this is all bullshit. Like, here's what you got to know. But they would pass. But the kid's dad had money. And I kept helping him out on the side, and like I didn't charge him for tutoring or nothing. His dad got him a box of Cubans or something. Like he came back from like Prague or something on a business trip. And he got an authentic box of Cubans and gave it to his son for his birthday. He's like, dude, I want you to have like 2 or 3 of these with me tonight. I'm like, I'm in, you know, like it was like a $200 cigar. Fuck yeah, let's do it. So we're sitting there, we're drinking a bullshit and, you know, whatever. That door swang open, right? The kid's fucking freaking out and everything. I'm like, hey man, what's good? You all right? He's like, there's a tornado coming. I'm like, yeah, we're all gonna fucking die, you know? Like I'm fucking just escalating the situation. He falls to the ground in the fetal position, starts fucking crying. I'm dying laughing. This girl I was seeing at the time comes out, little like 4'10" Jewish girl. You know what I mean? Like she comes out. Now she could smoke like a fucking chimney. Like she put all of them to shame. She's like, this ain't doing shit. She comes out. What the hell's wrong with him? He's like, oh, well, what I noticed was he thought there was a tornado coming, so I thought I'd enlighten him. And then she's like, what do you mean? I was like, oh, I told him he's going to die. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So, like, she starts laughing, and, like, she's like, I'm going to take him inside and calm down. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So she goes in, and it's me and the 2 guys out there were smoking again, just bullshitting. She's inside, and she's like, I'll come out in an hour. I'm like, okay, whatever. Take your time. It's going to be a weird night. As I said those words, that screen door fucking flies open. And this kid runs out, and he's just in his underwear, right? And he's got that top of the white of the eyes, the fucking fear of God in him, whatever.
Yeah.
He takes off, and we were like in a small town USA. Motherfucker takes off for the sidewalk, full tilt, falls into the road, pushes himself up. As he's sliding across the road, gets up, keeps running, disappears into the tree line.
You did tell me this.
I told you this one. Yeah,
I don't
don't
know if
fuck
I heard
around.
this one.
I know I did. So the 3 of us are sitting there like, what the fuck was that? What just happened? So I like look inside quick, and people are like back to partying already. Like, hey, whatever. You know, it was like, I was like, what the fuck was that? So I got the cigar hanging out of my house, and I have like my phone light. Like I'm kind of trying to play detective. I'm like, what the fuck? It's like, he drop anything? I was like, was he on drugs? What the fuck? So I look in the road, and there's a smear of crimson, like probably for people that understand the split of the road, right? Halfway one side of the road to like just over the yellow line. So they probably about a solid 4 or 5 feet of slide. And I was just like, ooh, I'm like, God, man, he's going to have gravel in him for fucking days. Yeah. So I'm like looking in the road. I'm like, oh my God, look at this streak. And then there's like a red spot on the yellow line. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I like kick it over with my foot, and there's like a little tip on it. It's this fucking nipple. Oh. And I was like, huh? Like, I was like, what the fuck? I started losing my mind. I freaked the fuck out. I'm like, oh my God. And they're on the back. What? And I'm like, it's a fucking nipple. They're like, it's a what? Like, this fucking... So we go up. I'm sitting there. I'm fucking dying. I'm like, this kid just lost a nipple in the road. Like, I can't. Yeah. Oh my God. Nipple. So then this other kid comes out. I was like, oh my God, now what? His eyes are like they're like below his nose. They are so fucking low. You know what I mean? Like, he is gone. Yeah, he's like, comes out. He's like, yeah, like fucking like doing the overdone smack on the lips because he's so dry. He doesn't fucking know what year it is. And he's like, hey, you see anyone come out here recently? I was like, some kid just ran out like someone was trying to kill him. He's like, and he's looking at me like this, like over his nose. He's like, oh, yeah, that was my roommate. I'm like, well, what the fuck happened? He's like, oh, he's on acid. I was like, what? I was like, what do you mean he's on acid? And they're like, well, he said he did it before, and he took like 4 tabs at once, so we just kind of let him. I was like, oh. So I look back at the 2 kids, and they're like, they're like freshmen. They're like, what the fuck is going on? And then I was like, I never saw that kid again, the nippleless kid. I don't know what happened to him.
The nippleless. Try and look it up, see if anyone ever posted it online.
I don't know, because like a few people recall it. They're like, I remember that kid tearing ass out of there. I'm like, well, he's minus the nipple, and we never fucking saw him. Yeah. I don't know what happened.
I wonder if he went back for it.
It was like it probably looked like beef jerky. It had like fucking road oil and shit on it.
Road rash.
He's like, go home, little boy. Like fucking like patting it on him, like come back to Papa. He's just got like fucking.
He's probably so high, he puts it in the middle of his forehead.
Oh
He's
my
like,
God!
Third eye open.
At that point in my life, I was like, I don't think I ever want to do heavy drugs ever. Like psychedelics, I'm good.
Heavy drugs, not the move.
Like, why would you take it in a place where it's dark, there's loud fucking music, and it's just like, he was a tall kid, and we all partied in the basement, so like my head was like just below a girder. It's like that motherfucker's probably in there like this. So like all the acid like pulled on the right side of his brain, and then his logic side's like, you're gonna fucking die, man. You better get the fuck out of here. You know, like, oh, like,
you're right,
gone.
Get me out, dude.
That was, and then I had another one where I won't say where it was, but I directed traffic when I was inebriated because we found some road closed signs. So I put a lot of traffic down a little one, like fucking one way. I'm like, gotta go that way, man. Gotta go that way. Sorry. Yeah, we're on the road. They're bringing in an overnight shipment. We're getting steel in for the bridge. It's gotta go this way. And
were you just like wearing like some weird shitty?
It was Halloween.
You're gonna go that way.
It was Halloween, and I was the construction worker guy from the YMCA.
Oh my God!
Like what is it? Like the group or whatever? What? Yeah. Who's the group? Village people. Village people.
Yeah.
So we go in. Like I had all this. We're like young man. The one's like a jacked Indian dude, and I'm just like the bum at. Well, nah, I was still in pretty good shape. There was like construction work. I had like a yellow PennDOT shirt on, like the fluorescent green. I looked the part. I had a legit hard hat and everything. No stickers on it. I looked legit. I had a tool belt. I had the boots and everything. I had a vest. It was like, well, you're a construction worker. You can't argue with that.
Can't come this way, young man.
Why you don't know why you're doing it at 11 o'clock at night? I'm like, yeah, it's an overnight delivery. Hey, we got to get this done, right? And I'm hammered. It's like It's like, it's gotta get done tonight. Hey, that helps everyone.
Gotta
right?
get the road done. It has to.
We
be
gotta
done.
get
Gotta
it
go
done.
that way.
If we can get it in tonight, it's not gonna block the road in the morning.
All of a sudden, everyone looks over at you. Ben, what the fuck are you talking about?
literally like 5 minutes after, because my friends are like hiding, dying laughing. Like the one girl was like the cowboy. She is hysterical. So I was like, quick, help me move this shit. So we put everything back or whatever. 5 minutes later, there's like a cop coming down the road, and I'm just like, young man, there's no need to feel down. I'm like, he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Excuse
No
me,
one
we're
knew
looking
that.
for a very jacked construction worker who may or may not have been directing traffic down the wrong road.
I am just a young man.
Young
No
man,
speaking the English.
Yo quiero. No, Pepe, aquí.
excuse me, young man, have you seen... He said the lyric. He said it, and he's
There's
a
no
cop.
need to feel down. Said,
uh,
young man, get the fuck out the town.
If we're still on the topic of, I guess, drunk stories, I have... There's not many. I think there's like 2 or 3, but the one that still remains memorable, and it was brought back up because I went to Atlantic City the other day with my work partner.
Good lord.
So,
Atlantic City, dude.
what happened?
Fucking Atlantic City, man.
It's horrible. It's not
hard.
good. It's
What
it's
It
gotten
is a
worse.
cesspool.
But anyway, so I don't have many drunk stories, but this one was actually pretty entertaining. So this is when I was working 11 to 11, doing my ambulance work, and I get a call from my exuberantly gay son. I love him to death. He's the first person I train in my job. I call him my son. He loves me. I love him.
This is the guy that was grinding on him at the gay bar.
No, this was someone else. One of his friends was grinding on me. Anyway. So he gives me a call. He's like, hey, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at work. He's like, do you want to come to Atlantic City afterwards? And I said, it's going to be like 12:30 by the time I get down there. He's like, are you coming? I was like, okay, I guess. And he's like, are you single? I was like, kind of. And he's just like, and you hear the girl on the end of the line. I'm just like, whatever. All right, so I guess I'm coming down there. All right. Got home, got dressed, ran out there. Everyone's drinking. We're at like the mountain bar at Bally's. So like already I know it's going to be a very bad time. Because mountain bar is trashy, but you know what?
But it's a good time.
It's a good time.
You gotta
have
go.
fun
I don't
with
know if
friends.
it's still there. You gotta go to the Irish pub there. It's just called the Irish pub or whatever. It plays a banger.
Okay,
It's
I'll
right.
look that up.
The Irish pub.
It's near. What is it? What's like the Wild West casino one?
Yeah, that's it. The Wild West Saloon. Yeah, I know what you're
that
talking
one.
about.
It's like it's the street.
It's
off the boardwalk
attached
from that.
to Mountain
Yeah.
Bar. It's the same building.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Then I have been there. I was
Yep.
like, I feel like I have.
So
Irish pub slaps, man. That's where you gotta go.
So I get down there. They're drinking a little bit. They're like, Eric, why don't you have something to drink? I was like, I didn't really eat. So my dumbass, I didn't eat all day. It was one of those days where I didn't want to eat. I was fine. Like I had something from Wawa, something small. So I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't need any food. Didn't anticipate drinking that night. So get down there. They're like, here, have a shot. I'm like, all right, one shot's good. Here, have another shot. I'm like, no, I'm good. So I pushed it off to the side. I'm good. I'm doing real good. So we go back to the hotel room afterwards. Everyone's plastered. They're like, Eric, you didn't really drink that much. I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm doing really good. They're like, do you work tomorrow? I said, no, I don't work tomorrow. Like, have a drink. So they give me a beer. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll have a beer. Drank that. Perfectly fine. They're like, Eric, you finished your beer. Here, have another one. I was like, sure.
What's two beers?
Two beers. Come on. So I drank that beer. Then I started feeling it. Really feeling it. So I'm sitting off like this, like,
Slouching.
hey, they're like, Eric, your beer is empty. Did you want another one? I was like, fuck yeah, give me another one. So, all right, to explain what the drink was, it was the, Golden Monkey or something like that. Victory
Golden
Golden
Monkey's
Monkey.
good. Yeah, the spiced,
So-
spiced beer or whatever. Yeah.
I didn't know that it was 9% alcohol.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, fuck, this is actually kind of high percentage for just a beer. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This is not
They're usually
good.
4.5, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
baby. You're doing a double.
So I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm doing okay. I'm all right. I'm completely fucking blasted, but I'm doing okay. Everyone's talking to me. I'm like, yeah. They're like, Eric, you drunk? No. You're staying the night, right? I was like, yeah.
I can drive.
So 2 of the friends that go in the other room, they pass out.
I'm
And
gonna take the
I'm
road.
good.
the one girl that they were saying, like, Eric, you're single, right? Well, she's single too. You guys should. I was like, I don't know. It was like, I don't know if I should really be doing anything. Like, so me and her hung out for a little bit, laid next to each other. Maybe stuff happened, maybe stuff didn't happen. Not getting into detail. That's not the point. So I was
Yeah, he
feeling
was
great.
too drunk to remember.
I remember everything vividly. That's the bad thing. This is the bad thing. So that was fine. Great time. Loved all my friends. So it gets to probably 4 a.m. I was laying down. If you drink, you know for a fact, do not lay flat.
Never.
Don't lay flat.
Never.
Never. Sit up. Lean against something. Stand against a wall and fall asleep
So what
for all
did
you
you
can
do?
do. So I'm like, all right, maybe I could go to the bathroom. Maybe I could. I stand up. Oh,
Yeah, the
God.
room starts.
Oh, God, this is bad.
Carousel.
So I had to sprint to the fucking bathroom. Oh, my God. I didn't make it in time. So halfway to the bathroom, I vomited, covered. It was coming out. A little bit on the bathroom floor. Made it to the toilet. Didn't have to
That's
throw
not
up
so bad.
anymore. I was like, oh, this is fucking great. So I was like, okay, all right, this couldn't get any worse.
But then.
It got worse.
And then Eric shit himself.
No, thankfully.
Bent over
no.
to puke and then just shit everywhere.
So I get back to the couch. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to lay next to the person because that would be the rude thing to do. I smell like vomit. Shouldn't do that. Went back to the couch. Sat up. I'm like, all right, I'm doing good. I leaned up. I'm not good. Immediately threw up. Everything, the contents of my stomach, anything that was in there. And believe me, there was no food. It was all liquid. All over the floor.
Pure bile.
Under the couch. It was a raised couch. All under the couch. Half the people had already left. And I was like, oh no, this is not good. And so now I'm known by one of my fellow EMT friends as the man who cannot hold his liquor.
I've never seen you drunk. Well, we've only been around each other one or two situations where we're actually like tanking. That was
I don't
your,
know if at my not the birthday party, the Halloween party. I don't know if I
Yeah.
was drunk per se. I think it was more, I was trying to make sure everyone else was okay. Even my 21st birthday party, dude, I had like 6 beers and a shot.
Ooh.
I was
Not me.
running around in the freezing fucking cold, making sure everyone was alive. So
See,
I was like, nah.
Well, that's why I didn't drink a lot there because we had that fucking Goose and Maverick thing with the jumpers.
I love
was
that
too
picture.
Hot. I was too hot in that fucking thing, man. But I
I
won your dad over because I brought fucking Puerto Rican firewater.
You
AKA
did, and it's still
151.
right over there, I believe.
Good.
So I still have it.
Good. Really? It's probably still
Cruzan, what is it, 150
good. Yeah,
proof?
Curazon. I got the cheaper one because I was like, I'm kind of broke right now. But I didn't get the Bacardi 151. But that shit in an emergency. Oh, dude, I got a good quick 151 story.
Go ahead.
It'll do the job.
So I love higher proof alcohols because I'm a big dude. So when I drink, I want it to be cost effective and time effective.
Yep.
And if I take a couple shots, 150 proof, I'm good to go for pretty much the whole night.
Yep.
So I was dating this girl at the time or whatever. She wasn't feeling good. I was in college. There's also junior year was fucking wild. Every year there's some dumb shit. I could chronologically go through and tell you all the weird shit I've seen and done. But guys across me in the hallway were having a party, like beer pong and stuff. They'd always invite me over, my roommate if we were in. So knock at like 11:30. She's out cold. She's on cold meds. She's fucking done. I was like knocking out some homework or something like that just to be done for like 2 weeks. And then the kid comes over. He's like, "Hey man, what's going?" He's like, "Hey, we're playing pong." I was like, "Yeah, Abby's out cold," and he's like, "She's not gonna know you're in there, right?" I'm like, "You ain't wrong." So I look at my freezer. I'm like, "What alcohol do I have?" So I had a bottle of 151 on ice, Bacardi, and then I was like, "I can't just drink this straight. It's gonna kill me." So I look in the fridge. My buddy left a 2-liter of Diet Mountain Dew from when he came over with the pizza earlier in the week. It's all I had, but I'm like, you know what? This will do. So I just look out in the hallway, see if the RA's out there. That's a fucking nerd. He's not there. Cool. Just boop, 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 go right over, take my key with me, leave her locked in.
I could just see
So-
him walking across the hall just...
Yeah, fucking skittered. Yeah. Just right into the room. So there's like there's like fucking 8 people in here. You know, they got like the big folding table set up, and there's like cups everywhere. There's like some music going. It's not too loud, and I was like, this is a nice setup. They got like before like RGB got big, they had like a breathing light on each side of the room alternating.
Okay.
It was awesome. I was like, this is cool. So his girlfriend's in there. His girl I used to talk to's in there. I was like, it's a little awkward, but I'm like, hey, what's up, Jade? And then she's hammered. She's like, oh my God, how you doing? Like comes in. Hug, just like quick hug, whatever. And then we all start playing Pong. And they're like, you got a beer? I was like, yeah, I do. And they're like, this man's a champion. I was like, I'm doing a shot every time I lose a cup. Let's fucking do it. So anytime I had to drink, I had to chase it. So I just was Edward 40 hands with 2-liter Diet Mountain Dew and
My
fucking
friends
40.
did that at a party. It was not fun.
So, you know, I get rolling around 12 o'clock. So about this point in time, it's like 2 o'clock, right? And I look, and there's just nothing left in that bottle of 151. And I'm like, oh, no wonder it burns every time I breathe.
Yeah.
So, like, that shit will rot your esophagus. It is brutal. And then you chase it with Diet Mountain Dew. So that's battery acid. So that's not even fucking better. So I was like, I think I'm going to go back, guys. You have a good night. You know, like, whatever. Walk across, open the door, and I, like, she's against the wall. So I, like, slide in that little ass twin dorm bed, you know, and, like, which I barely fit in by myself.
Yeah.
And I wake up in the morning, right? And she's, you know, kind of, you know, titties somewhat out, you know, and she's, like, playing with my hair. I'm like, hey, babe. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I did it. She ain't even mad. She's like, you have a good night last night? I was like, uh-oh. I'm like, yes. Why? You know, it's like, she's like, look down. So here I guess, like, I was smart enough when I came in to move the, because my bed was raised high as fuck, to move the trash can over, and it is just filled to the top with, like, fucking puke.
Oh.
All fucking bile and Diet Mountain Dew 151. Shit smelled like it'd take varnish off of anything. I was like, oh my God, I dreamt I threw up. She's like, no, I was against the wall. She was short, but she had really strong legs. She fucking pushed me off, like, out of the bed. I fell on my face and just, like into the trash can, like, hoisted. There was no puke anywhere. Anything like that.
Perfect aim.
Perfect aim. So I was just like, all right, I'm going to go throw this out. You know, we had the communal trash can, and I was like,
Communal trash can.
I'm like, well, we're going to triple bag this because I like the janitor and he's cool, and I feel bad when other people do this. I like triple, quadruple bagged it, tied up, put it in. I'm in there brushing. I'm in there, like, brushing my teeth and everything, and you can feel, like, the stomach acid, so your teeth are sensitive, and I'm like, oh my God. I was like, how much of that did I drink? So I go looking for the bottle, and I guess I left it in his room. So I was like, hey, man, I was over last night, right? He's like, dude, you're a fucking hero. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you finished that in like an hour and a half. I was like,
I finished it.
I was like, finished. And I mean, there's not even, like, you know, you tilt it on the side, there's like that little bit. There's nothing. It is bone fucking dry. I was like, was I giving shots out? He's like, maybe 2, maybe 3. I was like, oh. So I went to the cafeteria and I ate like 3 omelets and like 2 gallons of salad.
Greasy
you know, like,
food,
yeah.
man.
Oh my
Yeah,
God. I had chicken patties, you know, I was just like eating them like fucking potato
Dude.
chips. I'm like,
Drinking like terrifies me now because I always
dude.
throw up when I drink. Always now. Like back in the day when I was a lot younger, I didn't. But like as I got older, like when I hit like 21, like for some reason I just couldn't drink anymore.
Yeah,
like
just
it's just
shut
like
off.
yeah. Like I started just puking all the time, and then I stopped doing that. I me and my girlfriend just went to Salem, and I was like, you know what? I can't really drink anymore because it makes me sick, right? I was like, but maybe I could smoke some weed, you know? It's legal in
Who the
Massachusetts.
fuck says it like that?
Smoke some weed. I could smoke some weed. This is a guy who doesn't smoke weed says it like that because that's me. So me and my girlfriend smokes religiously though, right? She's very, very good. And we go to Massachusetts. It's legal there if you go to a dispensary, right? So we pick up like these 3 pre-rolls that were like thick and
Jesus.
fucking they were like thick
Sausage.
fucking packed out sausage and dude, we have the whole day, we have a great time, whatever. We just got there, so we have, like I said, we had the whole day, we chilled, took a shower, whatever. And we get back to the Airbnb, and there's like a little spot where you could sit outside and smoke, right? So we're like, fuck that, we're gonna get narked on, bro, even though it's legal in Massachusetts. So instead of sitting outside the Airbnb, we dome out the car like I'm in fucking high school. And so I haven't smoked since like I'm 17, 18, right? So I take a puff, right? I give it to her. She give it back to me. Papa. I give it back to her. And now we're moving at her pace, right? But this is someone that smokes every day, and I don't. So she passed it back to me, and I realized I took like 8 hits of the fucking thing, and she took like equals. And my girlfriend does not talk. She's very, very like soft-spoken, doesn't talk a lot. She was like just talking like up a storm, and I was like, she's fucked up. So like I started laughing because I'm like, she's high and I'm not. But then I realized if she's high, I must be really fucking high, right? No, so like I pull up, I'm like, I pull up. So
Let's go.
Let's go. So I'm like, babe, you wanna go lay down? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. I pull up into the thing. Well, before I pull up into the thing, I start reversing down the block. It took me like 10 minutes to go like 4 spots because I was terrified that like somebody was gonna come down the road. Everything would look so far away. So I pull in. I'm like, all right, you ready to go? And I felt good. I just felt super stoned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
as you do.
Yeah. So I start walking into the Airbnb, and I look up, like, and in the window I thought I saw somebody. So I was like, and I walked into the Airbnb, and my girlfriend's like, what are you waving at? I'm like, that lady. You didn't see that lady there? She's like, there's no lady. I was like blitzed off my ass, bro. Like, not kidding. I don't smoke, and I smoked way too much. No, so it gets, yeah, like I told her, I was like, maybe I just saw a ghost. I don't know. So I lay down. She's still talking. Like, since she was in the car, she talked the whole way. And I'm laying in bed, and I'm like laying down, and I'm looking at the ceiling, and it's like moving, you know? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm fucked up. And I look at her, and I just went, I think I gotta throw up. So she goes, what? And I was like, I think I gotta throw up.
Smoking, really?
So I stood up. Yeah, it turns out there's a receptor in my brain that doesn't like weed, basically. Huh. So I'm allergic without being allergic to.
You don't get the
marijuana.
Symptoms your body.
Yeah, I break out. Like I was in hives. I was shaking, like as if I was having withdrawals.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of weird.
A friend of mine's that way too.
Yeah, I can't smoke. So, but I didn't know this until
I will be
this
right
time.
back.
So
you can finish your story. I'll be back.
Yeah. Do you think? So I go walking into the bathroom, and she thinks I'm joking.
Look at him run.
I can't hear you.
Look, I was gonna say, look at him run.
Oh, I can
like
now.
A Welshman.
I can now. Yeah, yeah. No, but he's like, I'll be right back. So I fucking go into the bathroom, and I'm laughing, and she's laughing, and she's like, you gotta throw up. And
supportive.
I start fucking just like fire and puke. Like all night for like 3 hours, all night. And I'm hearing shit, and I'm seeing shit, and I can't tell if I'm awake or I'm asleep. I was bugging out. And she came in, like, I felt so bad because, like, she was like, here, I brought you water, and I brought you this. I know you might be really cold because you're shivering. I brought you a blanket. And she was, like, trying to help me out and everything. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I thought you were joking when you said that you had to throw up because you laughed about it and skipped to the bathroom like it was a joke. I was like, no, I was just trying to make it easier on you, knowing that I'm gonna fucking be puking in here for 3 hours, so I didn't want you to see this, you know?
Jesus Christ.
So I do all my puke and whatever, we go lay down. And as I'm laying in bed with her, she looks at me and she goes, you know, right before you were about to throw up, I was gonna ask you if you have to go smoke again. And I was like,
oh, so she was trying to kill you.
I was like, babe, just go to bed. I was like,
go to bed.
I was like, you don't want to see what I look like. Like, I must have looked like a little fucking crackhead. I must have looked like Joe Biden's kid. I was smoking Parmesan cheese.
I was like, wait. Oh. I was like,
I was smoking anything that even resembled crack. I was smoking Parmesan cheese.
Out of the carpet. Like, yeah, that's a winner, folks.
That's presidential to me.
that's God help us.
Okay. So, being that Eric's going to close this up when he comes back, tell me what your friend said.
Oh, yeah, the one... I did have one request. He just wanted me to make a comment on... Senior Biden's speech last night where he said, "We the people, we're the government." Literally the opposite meaning. Like, it's, we the people is we the people. Like, we'll fuck up the government if you get out of line. Not we support everything you do. Like,
we are the government.
That's
You
some
do what
totalitarian.
we tell you to do because we are the government.
Yeah, right? Like, what? Holy
Dude,
shit. Get him
that-
on some Ativan and put him to bed. What the
That
fuck?
man is just on some other shit.
I
I think he was
died.
dipping into his son's fucking crack stash.
Right? I think he's dead. They just stuck one of those like animatronic skeletons in him from Disney World, and he's just like, "Hey, I'm Joe." Like
Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese. Like he's gonna malfunction at one point. It's gonna be "It's a small world." Fucking like with him going, yeah, like that's yeah.
Kamala
Oh,
Harris
man.
is gonna pop out of it.
It's just be like,
Hey,
yeah, fucking,
hey.
Jesus Christ, dude, psychos should all be shot.
Oh, wait. Somebody actually.
Oh, did you just get sent one? Because I've been checking Instagram this whole time. Just
I didn't check the YouTube. My buddy Aiden
Oh,
said possible suggestion for next week. Don't think you've covered it. What was your worst experience on holiday or while traveling?
Okay. All right.
That's a really good one.
on holiday. Oh, is he from across the pond?
He's from Scotland. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So
Cool. A
Like-
Scotsman.
go
I think
on
we
holiday.
Can, I think we
Go
can
on holiday.
I think we can get that in here.
yeah.
Worst vacation, dude. I don't know. See, like, it was bad for my wife, but great for me. Like, on our honeymoon, she got shit on like 2 or 3 times. Like, my fucking seagulls. It was great.
That's happened to
And
me
it was,
once.
Eric, we went to Ocean City, New Jersey. You know, the first time we went, like, when we were, like, early on dating, right? And I got her an ice cream cone, and then I turn around to pay, and I hear, ah! And, like, as we're walking away or whatever, and I hear, ah! And I turn around, there's an ice cream cone on the ground, there's a seagull flying near her. I'm like, did you really just let an inferior life form knock fucking ice cream out of your hand, and all it is just a rat bird? Like, fucking... When I was a teenager, I guess they're technically protected. Like, you can't kill them. But, like, one kept diving at me. I love fucking boardwalk french fries, like the curly fried one. And you salt and vinegar out the goddamn ass.
Yo,
But I had a
real
thing of
quick. Boardwalk food is actually fucking delicious.
It's actually
Too
probably the best.
expensive, though.
It is expensive.
Oh, but that's why you go.
Yeah.
You get a tub of fries for $7.50, but like...
Yeah, my girlfriend's like, I can't wait till it's my birthday. We can go to the beach. I'm like, me neither, baby. You enjoy the fucking beach. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be sticking hamburgers in my fucking bathing suit.
Yeah, right?
So I can
Fucking
take it
mean.
home, you know?
Yeah, I was eating like a pizza a day on honeymoon. It was great. Mac and Mac, or is it Manco and Manco now? Because Mac evaded taxes for years or some shit like that.
We
But
had to
dude, fucking-
change it.
So like I'm walking there with the fries, right? And this fucking seagull keeps swooping at me. I was like, guys, watch this shit. So I had like those slip-on like globe sandals or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuckers coming in to dive at me again. I kick my like some John Wick shit. I kick my fucking sandal up, catch it, and I whoop-ah, across the head. It fucking killed it. It rolled off the boardwalk, and I'm pretty sure it was dead. Like it did not get up. I was like, keep walking. I was like, it just looking. But I was.
me.
But I was not fucked with for the remainder of like the mile and a half of that boardwalk. I swear to God, all the other seagulls saw it and they were like, "Yo, leave that kid alone. He's got a big fucking head, man."
Fred fucking died
Fred's
for that,
dead,
bro.
man. He's fucking Fred's fucking dead, dude. They got that hawk flying around. Watch out for that fat kid. Like he's not gonna chase you down, but look at him, man. He gets a hold of you. You're dead.
Yeah, dude. See, I'm the hobo killer. You're a fucking seagull murderer.
Yeah, just anytime you
terrible.
get shit on vacation, people are like, "Oh, it's good luck, huh?" And then quick side note, we were on our this was also on the honeymoon, so like it was the same day I think she got shit on and we were walking back. And a drum up business, you know, they have like those big like what is it? Like fucking plastic stands like, "Hey, check inside. We're air conditioned and family friendly," you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And this guy's like talking to his wife and shit. Just like, "Oh, hey, honey." And he's walking down the lane and he's getting ever closer to this sign, which is about the same size as him. And I'm just sitting there watching, waiting. I'm like, he's going to hit that. He's going to hit that. I was like, babe. And she turned right at the perfect time and he just fucking like fell over it. I mean, he's probably like late 40s, early 50s. I'm hysterical. I was like, dude, I saw it coming. And I'm fucking sorry. I couldn't tell. I was like, I didn't think you'd hit it. And like, I'm hysterical. His wife is crying, like hysterical. She's like, how did you not see the fucking sign? And I'm like, I know, right? Like, what the fuck was that? That's like a worst time that turned into the best. I was like, oh my God, we're gonna have to take this man to the hospital. And then he's like, fuck. And I'm like, okay, now we can laugh.
Fuck. Yeah. Eric, what's the worst thing that's happened to you on vacation?
So I'm trying to think. Family, we've gone on a lot of vacations. Myself, like just by myself, I haven't really done much besides the trip with Lauren. We went to Georgia, which it was fine. There wasn't like memorable, like horrible experiences, but I guess if I had to pick one, it was when I was younger. I was with the full family. We went on a cruise ship, Carnival Cruise. And it was to, I believe, Mexico and some other places. I can't exactly remember. Cayman Islands, probably. So it gets to, I believe it's the last day of the trip. I had a great trip. I met a girl on there. She was really cool. I was like 13, 14 at the time. So like Facebook wasn't a thing exactly per se. So like I had her phone number and everything. So
Can I have your Friendster?
Yeah, I'm living on a high. I'm like, yeah, this worked.
God, how do you remember that?
Can I put you on my MySpace wall?
I don't like. Nah, MySpace was still a thing. Yeah, that was a thing.
MySpace was the shit, dude. I loved MySpace.
But so it's the last day of the trip. Just waking up. My dad's like, "Here, all right, eat some food, and then we're gonna get off the ship." I was like, "Cool, all right." So I start eating my food. He disappears for probably about a minute. So I'm eating my bagel. I'm happy eating my bagel. He kicks the door in, comes back into the room, and says, "What are you doing? We have to leave. Stop eating!" I think I started crying because I didn't expect it and I was tired. I can't remember what happened. My mom was just like, "What is wrong with you?" So,
dude, I can see it clear as day.
Everyone remembers that day.
Since I know your parents, like, I can see that clear as day.
Oh my God. Just, we can never live that moment down. And it's said almost every other time that we hang out, they'll just be like, "Eric, stop eating." Or like just everything like that. We all just fucking lose it. It's
Jesus Christ.
Not his finest moment. I love him to death.
That's
but that
hilarious.
Was just like, here, eat your food. Eat your food. Walks away. Why are you eating?
Man's fried.
FBI, open up. He kicks the... No,
yeah,
I think
so that's
probably
it. That and the one door on the train that kept fucking bopping open and close when we were going all the way down to Florida. That was a nightmare. But that's it.
I'm happy that you and Connor's vacation here wasn't so bad. I know it's not much of a vacation for you because you went like, a fucking mile to come see me. But Connor came a long way just for me to almost kill him in a fucking road rage accident.
Lauren will never let you live that down. She was like, I was about to fucking shoot him.
She was terrified. Everybody in the car was mad and terrified.
I would
beat the shit out of you.
She was about to fucking start blowing chunks everywhere, and I was like, oh, dear God.
No, okay. All right, let me tell this, and then I'll do Connor's for him, and then I'll do mine. So Connor came here. I know this is definitely his worst fucking experience with me.
Jesus Christ.
Or with vacation ever. He comes here from North Dakota, and they want to see the Bronx Zoo and the city and all that shit, so I'm like, all right, let's go to the Bronx Zoo. So they all jump in my car, right? Keep in mind, this is the first time Connor's been to New York since he's like 12, right? He gets in the car with me. I'm driving to the Bronx. And on the way to the Bronx, we're on, I forgot what fucking roadway it was.
Yeah, I don't know the roads over there.
Yeah, I just forgot, honestly. But it was jam-packed with traffic, right? This fucking guy shoots up the shoulder and then tries to cut in, like, right in front of me. So I fucking jammed the gas and then slammed the brakes, so I just couldn't get in front of me. I was like right in front of him. And I look at him, and me and the guy make eye contact, and he goes like this. And I was like, no. Like, you're telling me it's okay you could go? Like, I'm in line. You just came up the fucking shoulder 400 cars ahead of me. Like, what the fuck or behind me? So, he goes, well, fuck you, like, throws his hand up and cuts in front of me anyway and goes flying by me. And I was like, when this traffic lets up, that guy's dead. Like, I hope you guys know. I was like, I'm sorry. And I'm fucking freaking out. I'm like screaming at the fucking dashboard.
Listening to like Lil Dicky and everything else. And
yeah, everybody's having a good time. And I'm like, you fucking flip me off. Me? You fucking want So I fucking shoot through the traffic, going all around. I finally find the guy, and we get side by side, and I'm fucking screaming at him like crazy. And he was 2 cars ahead of me, and I literally unbuckled my seatbelt and like went to open my door, and Connor's like, no. Everybody's like, no. I was like, I am going to fucking kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him. I was like, you don't understand how fucking rude that just was. And he's like, people in North Dakota cut us off all the time, man. I'm like, I was like, but this is not North Dakota, Connor. This isn't North Dakota.
It's like fucking signing a death warrant in New
Yeah,
York.
it's like you just cut me off. I waited in line. You cut me off like a fucking loser. Now you have to die. So yeah, that's probably Connor's worst. I'm not gonna lie. He was. They were all in fear for their lives. Even Eric was like, "Bro, calm down."
I would have beat the shit out of you before you got out of the car. I hope
Yeah.
you fully understand that. You'd be,
Dude.
they'd be scraping
Nah.
you off the fucking windshield.
No, man.
My
You wouldn't have been able to
PTSD
catch
would've
me.
kicked in. I'd been like,
The only reason I didn't do it is because the 2 girls in the car looked like they were going to die. Like it looked like they were about to hyperventilate. If they weren't there, you couldn't have stopped me. I would have weaseled right out of the car and past you. I'm much faster
Hey,
than
Lauren,
you.
can you come
I
pick me up?
would've
Why?
fucking-
Where are you? I'm at like one of the jails up in fucking Brooklyn. Could you come get
No,
me,
dude.
please?
I really would have opened. I was about to open the door and just run through the traffic and kick this guy's fucking mirror off his car. I was losing it, dude.
Just picture him fucking drop kick in the mirror.
See, I would have beat your ass for the driving, not for you wanting to get out. I would have let you get out of the car and beat his ass, and you come back like, fuck yeah. I would have just hit you right in the fucking middle of the eyes, like just fucking lay you out of the road.
Yeah, but that's because you're terrified of getting hit by another
Oh yeah,
car.
dude.
You know?
They're like, oh yeah, let's invite it. Yeah, fucking part 2. Why not?
Part 3.
Yeah,
No, but
3. Jesus Christ.
But no, so my worst. There was one when I was really little. It's probably that one. It was terrifying. My dad took us all to Disney. We had a terrible experience because my grandmother on the white trash side, she goes, "Oh, I have a timeshare," and my dad's like, "No," because like he knows they're cheap. He's like, "No." He goes, "I get 1 week off a year." He goes, "And I am not letting you fuck this up for me." Like exact words to this fucking 70-year-old woman. He's like, "I am not letting you fuck this up for me." She goes,
Beautiful.
"I have a timeshare. You can look at the pictures, and if you don't like it, don't take it." He goes, "Whatever." So he's talking to he was talking to my mother at the time, and she's like, just take the timeshare. We're low on money, blah blah blah. And my dad's like, "But I'd rather pay good money to have a good vacation, not have to worry. Not go and pay a little bit of money to go across the country to hate myself." You understand?
Yep.
So
I get that.
we get there. As we get there, I knew the trip was fucked. I was like, how old was I, man? 9. I knew the trip was fucked because me and my dad have like this telepathy thing, right? So me and him.
Yeah, you're both Rob.
Yeah. So no, but we get off the shuttle. And it takes us in. We're in Florida now. We get off the shuttle. It takes us into like the rent-a-car place, right? We get off. We go, "You got the rent-a-car for us? The one that we ordered?" And they're like, "No. But we got this. This is the only thing we got on hand." They give us a minivan with no shocks.
What?
We had a 2.5-hour drive to the fucking. This is before like. This is like when GPSs were like first coming out. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So.
And they sucked.
Yeah, so my dad's struggling, you know? We're driving in the car, everybody's getting car sick. Every time you hit a bump, we're like this. Fucking bouncing for like 3 minutes, you know? Every time we hit a bump. My dad's like fuming. I could see it on the back of his head. He's just like, you know? But like he's a saint, so he won't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
But he's pissed.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
fucking pissed. So, but... The one thing he would be petty about is if my mother would start falling asleep in the chair behind or like next to him. He'd be like, no, and he'd jerk the fucking wheel like this, and the car would be like this, and everybody would wake up. He's like, no, you're not fucking sleeping. He goes, "If I gotta stay up and fucking deal with this," he goes, "you ruined my fucking vacation, so you're not sleeping." So
That sounds like
We
the
finally-
petty shit I would do.
I love
we
it.
finally get there, right?
I love it.
He's so mad that he's not even paying attention to how far this place is from Disney. Right? We get there. We drove 2 hours away to get there. We get there. We pull up. A security guard has headgear on, like, you know, like the braces with like the neck thing, and
Yeah.
he had headgear with braces and like this fucking neck thing and like a black eye, and he's like, "What you want?" And my dad's like, I got a timeshare here. He goes, and just opens up the gate. Like the guy nods and opens up the gate, right? So we go in the gate. The house is destroyed. There's no washer dryer. That's a community washer dryer, right? You walk over to the community washer dryer. It looks like it hasn't been used in 15 years. There's no roof on the fucking little shack that it's in. The roof is collapsed in on it. There was a fucking spider in the house this big. Fucking
Fuck
huge.
that.
And we walk in, and my dad goes, I'm going to get milk. And he just walks out. So he's like, Rob, come on. So I'm like, all right. So I jump in the car with him. And the whole way to the store, he's like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. They're going to fuck up the fucking vacation. I fucking knew it. And my dad never cursed like in front of me ever. And he's like, they fuck up the whole fucking vacation. I spent good fucking money to come all the way fucking down here. It's my 1 fucking week. It's my 1 week. And he's losing it. We get into the store, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, we come back. We watch The Wedding Singer. He's calmed down a little bit, right? Watch some Adam Sandler chilling. We lay down in bed. He's laying with me. There's a fucking giant spider walking across the ceiling. And my dad's like, I can't, man. I can't do this. He's like, I can't do another day of this. And he's watching TV. It was almost like in a movie. We're watching TV, and the fucking commercial for the Polynesian hotel comes on for Disney. And they're like, the Disney Polynesian fucking whatever hotel. And he's like, yep. And he just calls it. And the woman's like, okay, so you want to book a room? He's like, yeah. And she's like, the only room we have is like a presidential suite. He's like, I don't care. she's like, okay, well, it's going to be, he goes, listen. He goes, don't tell me how much it's going to be. He goes, I don't want to fucking know. He's like, I don't have the money and I don't care. He goes, but I'm staying in this shit shack. And if I stay here for one more fucking day, I'm going to lose my mind. He goes, so don't tell me how much it is. And he goes, I'll give you the credit card information. And so he gives her the credit card information. She goes, sir, I have to, because this is being recorded. I have to tell you how much it is. He goes, I'm moving the phone away from my head now. he put the phone up here. And he pulls the phone back. He's like, did you say it? She's like, yep. He's like, nice. See you tomorrow. Just hangs up the phone. So we drive all the way there.
Jesus
we leave
Christ.
the rent-a-car in the fucking parking lot. And he calls the rent-a-car place and he goes, come get your fucking car. we went in there. We stayed in that hotel. We walk in. The guy's like, oh, you have to sign papers for your room. So, Eric's gone.
Oh, bye, Eric.
He's back.
Is he there?
Nah,
back.
don't worry about it. Just keep going.
All right. So
Horrible day.
he signs the papers without looking like this. And we wound up having the best vacation ever, other than me looking around for him and not being able to find him.
Oh, that's panic as a kid. I remember that.
I couldn't find him. I was with my mom, right? And I couldn't find him. But I bumped into this guy, and I didn't look up because I was looking around the store, and I bumped into this guy, and he was like big, like my dad, right? I didn't even look at him. All I knew was that he was wearing jeans and he had worker's hands because I grabbed onto his fucking hand, and I was like, whew. I was like 8 or 9 years old. I'm like holding this random guy's hand, and we walked around the store for a minute, and then I look up at him, and he's like, you looking for somebody, kid? I was like, you've been holding my hand for like 30 seconds, you fucking creep. But yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm looking for my mom and my dad. And he's like, okay, hold on. And he just turns around and he's like, I got a kid here. My fucking mom walks over and she's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's yelling at me. I'm like, you lost me, you fucking retard. Are you serious? You fucking lost me. And that was another thing. She was always on her fucking phone, like texting.
Right.
Who fucking knows who she was texting? And
God.
my dad was getting pissed because he's like, this is our 1 week. You already fucked it. He's like, now you're sitting here typing the whole goddamn time on the phone. And she's like, yeah, well, blah, 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 blah. And we get over a lake, and he goes, oh, D, can I see your phone? And he grabbed the phone, just threw it into the fucking water.
Jesus Christ.
And he goes, I'll buy a new one when we get back. He goes, have a good fucking time here. Stop living on your phone, please. He's like, I paid a lot of money, and you're just not even here. He's like, you're not even present.
I would lose my mind.
Yep.
He's like, I'm carrying three kids. He's like, I'm walking. He had my brother in one arm, my sister on his fucking shoulders. And she's like, he's carrying all the bags.
Yeah.
He's like, this is retarded. So
Yeah.
he threw a phone in the water and then handed her one of the kids.
I respect the shit out of your dad, man.
Yeah.
No, he's just
Your dad
like
is
no
the king of-
bullshit.
Your dad's the king of take no shit.
He's
Like,
just no
is.
bullshit. That's it. He's just a no bullshit guy.
Respect.
But
wow, dude, we're at an hour and a half.
yeah, well, Eric's gonna cut 90%.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have to.
There was a lot of
bit
ca-
in as well, so like this is fine. I'll just put like a stupid picture over mine.
Yeah, there was a lot of cameras going off and a lot of shit that Eric probably gonna cut. So
Yeah.
like this,
But anyway.
like right here, he's gonna cut this. So.
I don't care about this. This is-
But, okay, outro. Who's doing it? I do it all the time. I don't
I
want to
guess
do
I
it.
got it. So, thank you for watching and or listening. This has been episode, what are we at? 5? Is that what we said?
Cinco.
We're just going to call it technical difficulties at this point.
Ocho
That's- you know,
Cinco.
I was thinking
Technical
about that.
difficulties.
There we go. Episode 5. We're good. But yep, so from everyone at Some Offense Taken, I'm Ben.
I am Rob.
I am Eric.
And we will see you next time.
Adios. Suck a
Suck
butt.
the fuck.